Rivers and Key to jump center, and the opening tip is controlled by NC State. Looked like Tennessee had it. Instead, it's the speedy Isaiah James who gets the game's first 2 points.
How often do you see your point guard jump ball? Saniya Rivers, 6'1", the junior, going up against Tamari Key, ends up winning that battle.
Here is Rivers running the point. Number 2 on the team in scoring as well. Also will pull down on average 6 rebounds a game. Does it all for this NC State team. James working with Baldwin. Dump down to Baldwin. Great start for the Wolfpack. We welcome those of you who watched Notre Dame advance to the Sweet 16 with a win over Ole Miss. Eric Freed, Steffi Sorensen, and our crew here in Raleigh. A very loud Reynolds Coliseum. We've played 1:15. First 2 field goals of the game belong to NC State. Sarah Puckett just picked up a foul for Tennessee after Rakia Jackson got Tennessee on the board. Wes Moore, the head coach for NC State in his 11th season with the Wolfpack, 35th overall after getting knocked out in the first round last season, trying to get his team back to the Sweet 16 where they were 2 years ago. Actually went to the Elite 8 2 seasons ago. And Saniya Rivers has been a player who has led him all season long. And she's on the board. All right, Steffi, electric atmosphere in here.
Yeah.
So far, an electric start on the court. Give me your keys. How do you think this game is going to unfold as it plays out here today?
These 2 teams are really evenly matched. You think about the athleticism, the skill along the perimeter. They've got bigs inside. I think Tennessee has the favor in terms of depth. Obviously, they're going to establish Tamari Key and are playing in the state of North Carolina. Surprisingly, the first round game was her first ever time playing in her home state. Picked up the dub.
From right next door in Cary, North Carolina. Madison Hayes off to James, defended by Powell. Off balance, and NC State red hot in the early going.
I think it's going to come down to just players making shots. Everybody's going to key in on Rakia Jackson, but already a great start. Okay, here the stars are shining.
Rakia Jackson with 5 as she knocks down the 3. 3-point shot is going to be critical for Tennessee today. Can they get them to go when they get one from Jackson on their first attempt? Here's Jackson and Rivers. Great matchup here. Rivers, first miss for NC State. Powell with the rebound, and the point guard will bring it across half court. Kicks it over to Puckett. Good shooter on the way.
Wes Moore called this game, Eric, a butt game. You got to get your butt back in transition. You got to get your butt down and guard and push somebody back and get rebounds. Had to have him explain that a little bit to me when he said a butt game.
Yes, 2 T's, and then you follow up, no buts about it, so it all works. Another one off the run. That's a good look at what the junior from Virginia Beach can do. No one was back to get the pass from Jasmine Powell. So Jules Spear stepped back to make sure Tennessee didn't turn it over.
Well, early in the preseason, these 2 teams actually had a close scrimmage, so some familiarity with each other. Although Jules Spear did not play in that game. Wow, how about Jackson?
Jackson showing the star power right in the opening minutes here for Tennessee.
Not even really a true 3-point shooter, but man, flexing that muscle today.
32% on the season. Mid-range game is a big part of her game, but showing the 3 so far for Kelly Harper, who of course was a head coach here for 4 years at NC State, now coaching back here at Reynolds Coliseum, leading her team to this spot, trying to make it to a 3rd straight Sweet 16. River Baldwin at the free throw line for the Wolfpack. NC State beat Chattanooga on Saturday, 64-45. NC State outstanding defensively all season long. They held the Mocs to single-digit scoring in each of the first 3 quarters. And Baldwin makes the second. He will check out. Hollingshed will check in. Westmore's team struggles to score sometimes, and that's going to be the concern here today for NC State.
Yeah, the key for them all season long has been their defense. They will guard you 1 through 5. They're balanced. 5 players scoring double figures. Guarding Rickea Jackson is a handful for anyone. I mean, she is a legitimate pro, and that was concern for Westmore. But I'm curious to see, and I haven't seen it so far, Eric, any hesitancy from the guards for NC State for shooting. And they struggled a little bit in the first round game. Westmore really harping on them in practice yesterday. Take the shot. Be confident when you take it. Know that you're going to make it. So really trying to instill some confidence in his players. And hey, right now working. Shooting 80% from the floor.
After shooting 33% in round 1 against Chattanooga. James, good three-point shooter. Jackson out to defend the line. Rivers on the pull-up. NC State is 5 of 6 from the floor so far.
Rivers and James so connected right now offensively.
Here's Jillian Hollingshed, and a blocking foul is called on Baldwin.
Isaiah James draws 2. Rickea Jackson just over-closes out against Sinai Rivers. Sinai Rivers, terrific mid-range jumper. That's her bread and butter right there. I bet you she loves going up against a lottery pick in this game. Going head-to-head right now.
Rickea Jackson already into double figures.
Didn't take very long. How many?
We barely,
4.5 minutes?
we
Okay.
barely sat down. She went for 26 against Green Bay, and as Steffi mentioned, was outstanding from the floor. Three-pointer in and out from James. Foul called on Sanaya Rivers. Rivers working on that shoulder. She missed some time this year, 3 games, with a back problem. She's got some shoulder discomfort right now. That left arm was up pretty high. So the foul on Rivers, her first. And again, Rickea Jackson, that's a deep 2. 12 points for Jackson.
Very little motion to watching Rickea Jackson throughout the year. She is stone cold today, all business. She's told me she feels like they have unfinished business here in this NCAA tournament. They're playing like it.
Rivers off the mark. That's Powell getting in for the rebound, and Collins gets called for the foul. That will get us to deliver the knockout punch, but played great in the second half of that game. Played great in the opening round against Green Bay, and a good start here in a hostile environment.
It is about as dialed in as we've seen Tennessee throughout the year.
Rivers with the spin, the finish, and the foul.
Rivers, a terrific defender for Westmore, but that play created by River Baldwin. Rivers in transition, dangerous, but delivers the and one. Look at the spin move, works. Woo!
With a little flex, little continuation. She's got some great speed. She's really transformed herself into a complete player. Honorable mention, AP All-American this season. 4th in the conference in steals. Comes up with a 3-point play. Jewel Spear has played in this building before, spent 3 seasons at Wake Forest, looking for her first shot, gets it for a 2, and gets the roll. Jewel, outstanding in the postseason, had an average of 18 points a game in the SEC tournament to lead Tennessee in scoring. Number 2 scorer on the season for the Lady Vols, had a little bit better than 13 a game. Too strong. Tess Darby into the game for Tennessee with the rebound. Kaya Wynn on the floor as well for Tennessee in their Summit blue uniforms. Spear couldn't get it. Hollingshed on the offensive glass, but stepped down the baseline. It'll be NC State basketball. For the fourth straight year, every NCAA Women's Championship game is on the networks of ESPN. For more information, go to ncaa.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships. What a day today. It starts with Notre Dame advancing to the Sweet 16, an ACC-SEC showdown in that game as they took down Ole Miss, an ACC-SEC showdown here today between NC State and Tennessee. Zoe Brooks, the freshman, into the game.
Coming off just an amazing day of basketball yesterday. Fans on the East Coast staying up real late to watch that West Coast. I mean, that was an absolute all-time classic between Stanford and Iowa State.
Jackson now defended by Hayes, who's staying very close to it. Hollingshead can't hit, and here's Brooks. Great speed, the freshman from Plainfield, New Jersey, with the push. Hayes, good shooter, Wynn, a good defender. Wynn all the way. For two, splitting defenders. Kyle Wynn, offense is a bonus for her. And Tennessee's up by 4.
Yeah, I mentioned transition defense being key really for both teams as they like to get up and down and just didn't stop ball, and Kyle Wynn took advantage. I think Rickea Jackson, though, you still got to go to her. She's had the hot hand. They're switching off on her.
Jackson, hesitation, waits, and scores again. Rickea Jackson with 14 first quarter points. More noise being made by the Tennessee fans right now than the NC State fans. Baldwin inside again. That one drops for 2.
They had success in their first round game playing through River Baldwin. The guards do a good job of spacing out, letting River Baldwin go to work. She's a great passer out of it if she comes, if she gets doubled.
Jackson on the pull-up, a little too strong, and the rebound for Saniya Rivers, and you know she wants to run. The swing to Hayes, good shooter, sets for 3. James with the steal, Spear with the foul. The quickness of Isaiah James on display for NC State.
This thing back and forth right now. Everybody playing their best basketball. Kaya Wynn. Look, nobody really stops ball in transition. That's going to be an easy 2 for Tennessee. And Saniya Rivers, the court awareness, finds her shooter, spot up. Oh, a little hesitation, buries it. Usually that throws off a shooter, but locked in and loaded, and has the confidence from her coach to drill that 3.
53rd made 3 of the season, second on the team in that category. She was 0 for 4 on Saturday. Here's James, that won't drop, and Kaya Wynn has the rebound. Sarah Puckett back into the game for Tennessee. Here's Tess Darby. Can't keep your hands down on her. She'll launch from 3, can't hit this time, and here's Brooks. Inside of a minute to go here in the first quarter. Brooks spins it in for her first 2. 7-0 run for NC State to go in front by 1 here in the first. Spear swings into the corner, Wynn, tough spot. Can't get it. Baldwin with the rebound. And the first quarter comes to, she's going to pull the bark back on this coaching family tree and all these connections.
We got storyline. We had to trim some because we had too many.
Yeah, that's going to be a foul on Jasmine. Then there's the player connections too. Mimi Collins played her freshman year at Tennessee. That was not for Kelly Harper, though. She did not play for Kelly Harper before coming here to NC State. There's Brooks on the pull-up. for 2.
And Rickea Jackson, Madison Hayes were teammates at Mississippi State. Another storyline. I think both coaches, it's a little bittersweet of a moment. There's a lot of love for each other, very respected. And ultimately, though, one's going to win. And I know that both coaches, though, have a tremendous amount of respect for each other.
Puckett turned it over. Another turnover for Tennessee. Live ball turnover turning into points. 4 turnovers for Tennessee, 0 for NC State so far. An 11-0 run for the Wolfpack. Powell is fouled by Brooks.
Well, NC State gets it done defensively, shooting out the passing lanes. That's something that they worked on in practice, where they didn't want to necessarily overplay the perimeter, but they wanted to make sure they were there right on the catch. And terrific defense right now, stifling Tennessee along the perimeter. Struggling to get it inside to the post players.
Just want to finish your point on this connection here. They intentionally don't schedule each other. This is uncomfortable. Wes Moore said, I don't like playing Kelly Harper and John Harper. Wes and John go to Vegas every year on vacation. They are friends. This is just an uncomfortable time. Now, they'll scrimmage each other, as you mentioned, because that makes each other better, but there's nothing to gain here. This is a lose-lose because one team wins in their mind, but they have to put that aside here with a spot in the Sweet 16 on the line. Brooks, James, Collins on the turnaround. First points for Mimi Collins. The former Lady Vol knocks it down, and NC State's on top by 7. They got to get Jackson back going after 14 first quarter points. NC State thought they had a steal, but they were on the baseline, so it will stay with Tennessee.
Well, I like the decision to post up Hayes with Jackson. He's got some size. Remember, they were former teammates, but terrific help side by NC State to almost force the turnover.
17 on the shot clock. Good defense by NC State. That's tipped out of play, and it will be NC State basketball. 5 turnovers. The only silver lining for that one is it's not a live ball turnover because NC State's been making Tennessee pay for their turns.
Composure and poise is ultimately how you stamp your ticket to get to the Sweet 16. They've got to, Tennessee has got to take better care of the basketball.
Here's Powell. Powell on the push. Powell to the basket for 2. Jasmine Powell, the team leader in assists, also puts in 9 points a game. Look at that speed. You cannot sleep on Isaiah James. Hollingshed will try it from 16.
That's just great execution for NC State. You get to Rickea Jackson in the high pick and roll, force the hard hedge. You want Hollingshed shooting that instead of Jackson. And they attack right on the offensive end.
Spear gets called for her 2nd personal foul. So Spear goes to the bench with 2. There's your top 3-point shooter for Tennessee. And Sanaya Rivers getting set to go to the free throw line. Sanaya, in her 6th NCAA tournament game, she played 3 with South Carolina in the 2022 tournament, including against UConn. And CBS, for more information on tournament game times and networks, go to ncaa.com. What is NC State doing differently defensively to try to neutralize Rickea Jackson, Steffi?
Well, they're making her get the ball out of her hands, and that's the great thing. If you're defensively trying to stop her, make other players stop, and there Hollingshed delivers.
Someone else steps up. It's Jillian Hollingshed and 1.
As I've seen throughout this tournament, it might not be the star player. It's going to be role players surrounding them that are going to have to step up and hit big shots to help their team win the game.
So Collins picks up her 2nd personal foul. She heads to the bench. One key factor to keep in mind as Hollingshed can't convert is depth. NC State doesn't have a ton of it. In the ACC championship game against Notre Dame, Brooks with the ball right now was the only sub that Westmore used. So foul trouble could be critical for NC State. Brooks defended by Darby. Powell on top of James. James, no. Hollingshed giving good minutes in the post for Tennessee. Here's Jackson. Wanted to return it to Hollingshed, but instead Rickea will do it herself after 14 in the first quarter. First points of the second quarter for the All-American.
Not sure what Madison Hayes can do differently other than being right in Jackson's face.
That's going to be an illegal screen on Madison Hayes. That's her first personal.
Take another look at this Jackson bucket. Hayes on the catch, in her face. Jackson is just that good and delivers. Now we're starting to feel a little bit momentum shifting in Tennessee's favor. It's a game of runs. NC State went on their run.
So interesting here, Hayes comes out with the personal foul, and Westmore does go to freshman Maddie Cox. She did play 13 minutes against Chattanooga, but did not play in the ACC championship game against Notre Dame. Big test here for the freshman, and Jackson puts her to work. Can't hit the turnaround. Rivers against Hollingshed for two.
Rivers' bounce is special. I mean, it is truly special when she gets around the rim.
Powell looking for offense. Can't find it. There's James. James with the handle. James with the push. James with the finish.
Shot selection is so key against this NC State team. They've got 17 points in transition, and we're, what is this, 10 and a half minutes in this game. They have got to be careful in the half court of taking early shots. It's leading to quick runouts for the Wolfpack.
There's Powell, 5 on the shot clock. Powell's got to go. Dropped it down, tried to make the extra pass. Another turnover for Tennessee. That is 6 turnovers for the Lady Vols. NC State has turned it over.
Back with the team, and the two coaches that really support each programs.
So Westmore trying to join his friend Kevin Keats in the Sweet 16. Men will play Marquette in Dallas on Friday night. Second turnover NC State, and here is Powell on the push, and look at the defense. Sanaya Rivers, all defensive team in the ACC, starts it on one end. James couldn't finish it on the other end. Caroline Strickland with the rebound. Jackson defended by Cox. This will be big here for NC State if they can get some minutes and some good defense out of Cox. Darby with a deep three.
That's the second deep three. I think that you can work it around and let Darby get that three late in the shot clock, not with 7 or 8 seconds off the shot clock.
Rivers a little too strong. Strickland fighting for the rebound. The freshman is there to take it away from 3 Tennessee players. Brooks on the pull-up. NC State making the most of those second chance opportunities.
How about the bench play? Brooks and Cox stepping up.
Double-digit lead for the first time tonight for the Wolfpack. Puckett with the turnaround for 2. 5 points for Sarah Puckett.
I mean, you can see the deliberate push in transition in this game. Only 7 in that first round matchup against Chattanooga, and 17 shooting 57%. Some of those have been on makes. They're getting out quickly, and James, Brooks, and Rivers have been dynamite in the paint.
James gets the roll. 12 for James on 6 of 11 shooting, averaging 16 points a game on the season. Jackson's been held in check here in the second quarter. More good work by Cox. Cox runs into a screen from Strickland. Here comes NC State in transition one more time. Brooks launching the three. Oh, Wolfpack right now. Puckett can't quiet the crowd. Here comes NC State on the push again. Tennessee will get organized on defense. Kelly Harper told us #1 key for them, transition defense, getting back. And it is hurting the Lady Vols right now big time.
I think they've got to send more defenders back.
Darby gets whistled for the foul.
I mean, NC State in that first round game shot 27% from the three-point line. And Kelly Harper was telling us statistically, maybe they're not a great three-point shooting team, but they're streaky. And when they get hot, everybody can get hot. And you see James, Zoe Brooks, Rivers, everybody feeling it right now.
Isaiah knew even before Brooks had set her feet, she knew. Cox now looking for some offense, and she gets knocked down by Darby. A couple of quick fouls on Tess Darby. She has 2. Fourth team foul on the Lady Vols with 1:22 to go in the quarter.
Jewel Spear picking up the 2 fouls hurt Tennessee. They struggle this season when it's just Rickea Jackson and everybody kind of standing around, or one pass and a quick shot. And Jackson's got 16, but no one else really doing damage, so they're going to have to work the ball around and maybe go back through Rickea Jackson offensively.
Drop back to Rivers. Rivers off balance for 2 more. 12 for Rivers on 4 of 7 shooting. As a team, the Wolfpack are 19 of 31 from the field. That's 61%. Strickland for 3, no. Final minute of the second quarter. It's been all Wolfpack. Brooks can't get it. And here's Kaya Wynn. Jackson. 14 points in the first quarter, just 2 here in the second quarter, and it's NC State ball, and they'll hold for a final shot.
Isaiah James finds Sanaya Rivers, who knocks down the shot. I mean, the guards have been so connected. I can't say that enough, and they'll have an opportunity for the last shot here.
Crowd trying to push the Wolfpack across the finish line. 7 for Brooks. Brooks through traffic. The kick. Cox. You knew that was going down.
Reliable team, NC State. It's been their balance. 6 different players this season have led NC State in scoring. And on par today, the balance has led them to this lead.
7 played, 7 scored for NC State, and it'll be NC State basketball here to start the third quarter. Here's Rivers with the first possession for NC State. They closed the first quarter on a 7-0 run, started the second quarter on a 6-0 run, closed the second quarter on a 10-0 run. Trying to keep that going here in the third. That's off the mark, but Collins got inside for the rebound. Too easy for Mimi Collins.
One of the big reasons why Tennessee was really successful in their first round matchup against Green Bay is they were really active defensively. They were locked in. They were getting stops, getting defensive rebounds. They had a lot of deflections. That's something I've been tracking. 17 in that game against Green Bay, just 2 today against NC State. They got to be more aggressive defensively. That's an adjustment they can make.
Jackson makes an adjustment inside to score. She now has 18. See Tamari Key back on the floor. She picked up 2 early fouls in the first half. Hayes launches. No. Spear, who has 2 fouls with the rebound. Got to get Spear going. She can heat up in a hurry. Not this time. What do you think about the shot selection for Tennessee here overall today?
It's just been too quick, and they've got to work the ball around. Go Tamari Key's in the game. Give it to Tamari Key. Let her establish herself against River Baldwin. Good things will happen. She'll pass it out. I thought Tennessee was a little bit too quick to shoot within the shot clock and kind of settled for some big outside jumpers.
Foul's going to be called on Isaiah James. That's her first. James scored 12 in the first half. Rivers had 12. Brooks with 11. 3 in double figures. And as you saw, 7 scoring for NC State. Powell comes up with a 3-point shot. Normally not her thing at 26% on the season. That is her 22nd made 3, but Tennessee will look for inspiration and a spark wherever they can find it right now. Baldwin trying to work on Tamari Key. So Key holds her ground, and here come the Lady Vols with Spear on the push. And that's going to be foul number 3 on Jewel Spear.
James, I think her shoe fell off as well. Torso dead center to Jewel Spear. Easy call for the official. Great defensive play by James. Man, doing it on both ends. Been so impressed with NC State as a whole, the balance that they play with.
You would think, too, this is an easy call for Kelly Harper as Rivers to the basket again, leaving Spear on the floor with the 3 fouls. Your season's on the line right now. It's a big deficit. You got to hang tough right now, you would think, and you need Jewel Spear and your primary players out there. Here's Puckett, blocked by Baldwin, kept it in play. Again, NC State in transition. Collins, too strong. Key with the rebound. Puckett, quick launch for 3. And there is Jewel Spear on the offensive glass for 2.
Might be the easiest look Spear gets today. You mentioned her playing at Wake Forest, so Wolfpack very familiar with what Spear wants to do, trying to force her to put the ball on the floor.
3-year starter for the Deacs in her first year with Tennessee this year. Collins turned her back, and Sanaya Rivers in the right place at the right time to make sure it's not a turnover.
Collective gasp in the arena.
I was going to say, it's their day when a pass like that is destined for out of bounds and they don't turn over, and then they did turn it over right after that for just their 3rd. 2 turnovers in the first half for Wes Moore's team. Had just 9 in round 1 against Chattanooga. Powell and Key go to work. Back out top, Darby with 5 on the shot clock. Fed inside, but Rivers saw it coming. Turnover number 8 for Tennessee. Collins off the mark. Powell rejected by Rivers, who snags it out of the air. James steps back, launches a 3. But she had it, frustrated near midcourt, and Tennessee will walk it up. Once again, it's Hayes defending Rickea Jackson. Tennessee really working this clock down this time down the floor. It's down to 5, and Puckett's got to turn and fire a 3. Tennessee team averaging better than 76 points a game this season. Shot 58% against Green Bay, but the offense out of sync here at NC State against a very good defensive team. Tamari Key with the block, and Puckett keeps it in play. Powell trying to get it into Key, and she was displaced by points. 28-10 is the advantage for NC State over Tennessee. We know with Tennessee's size, they've always had success in the paint, but NC State trying to deny Tennessee in that category. Spear can hit. Kaya went into the game, tipped it, but couldn't take it away from Rivers. And here is Zoe Brooks back on the floor, and you know she wants to push tempo.
You also have to mention NC State out-rebounding Tennessee, and NC State is a great rebounding team, but Wes Moore brought it up to his team during practice. Kelly Harper played for Pat Summitt. He mentioned rebounding, he mentioned defense. That's how they play. I thought that was a great message that he had to his team, kind of honoring Kelly Harper and their relationship, their friendship.
Well, he went right for the Pat Summitt quote. Offense sells tickets, defense wins games, rebounding wins championships. He told his team that. He said their head coach played for Pat Summitt. You know their team's going to play that way. We have to be better than them on the glass. Tamari Key inside for her second field goal. Tennessee has outscored NC State 9-4 here in this third quarter as they try to chip away. That was an 18-point halftime deficit. Rivers open look for three. NC State now 4 of 8 from outside the three-point line. Kaya Wynn. Just see Hayes flapping her arms, doing whatever she can to take Rickea Jackson out of the lineup and out of the rhythm of the offense. Another turnover, another push by James. Tipped out by Zoe Brooks, and it will be Tennessee basketball.
I thought she had the right-handed layup. I know she was looking left. But NC State, again, something that they were really harping on was moving without the basketball, moving along the perimeter. Wes Moore felt like his team had been a little bit too stagnant the last few weeks. I have not seen that at all today. It has been ball movement. They have been active on defense, suffocating Tennessee defensively, not letting them do what they want, just to move easily within a set. Except for that, you go to Rickea Jackson.
Jackson has 20. She was 6 of 9 from the field in the first quarter. Now 3 of 6 since. She hasn't been able to get looks, get the basketball, but she's at the 20-point mark for the 13th time this season and the 38th time of her career. Hayes looking around if a screen is coming. Jackson hangs in the air, but can't get it to drop. But she'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. NCAA championships. And what a day today already. Notre Dame with a victory over Ole Miss. Hannah Hidalgo, 19 points, 4 assists, 4 steals, sending Notre Dame to the Sweet 16. After us, Syracuse, Deasia Fair, who went for 32 against Arizona. 13 of those 32 came in the final 2 minutes and 42 seconds. In short, she can line it up in a hurry. She'll be taking on UConn in stores.
She is must-see television, rolled her team to that win. I'm looking forward to the battle against, obviously, Paige Beckers and Aaliyah Edwards. They had great first-round games.
Well, good hands by Tamari Key to knock it away. Tennessee trying to build a little momentum here. They've got it down to a 12-point game with the basketball inside of 2 minutes to go in the third.
Their defense is a little bit better. That's how they can get back in this game, is they've got to be more aggressive defensively. They got 2 consecutive stops.
Powell will head to the free throw line to shoot a couple. We're looking forward to the matchup. Deasia Fair, Paige Beckers, of course, who went for 28, 11, and 7 on Saturday. Aaliyah Edwards had 20 for UConn. Someone by the name of Caitlin Clark is playing tonight for Iowa. I'm familiar with her work just a little bit. Are you, Steffi?
Very familiar. A lot of eyeballs on that game. And then obviously Juju Watkins. I love the mixture of newcomers on the scene and then also players that have been around and that we will watch in the summer in the WNBA. And Caitlin Clark, projected #1 overall draft pick.
Powell at the free throw line makes the first. Yeah, great point. Juju, outstanding freshman, of course. Mackenzie Forbes, one of those veteran players who played for Harvard, coming in and injecting some great leadership on that team. So that's coming up later on tonight. This game is a game again. It's now a 10-point game as Tennessee tries to keep things going on the defensive end. Shot clock at 9. Rivers defended by Spear. Back out to Brooks. Brooks on the run. No. And Brooks gets called for the foul.
Another stop for Tennessee. I think if the Lady Vols can get 2 more stops, get themselves to the free throw line, stop the clock, chip away at the lead, build some confidence heading into the 4th. But we definitely got a game back with it just being a 10-point deficit.
So that's the second foul on Zoe Brooks. And Jasmine Powell will head to the free throw line, shoot a couple more. Remember in that semifinal game against South Carolina, Tennessee fell behind by 23 in the first half against the #1 team in the country. They outscored South Carolina by 22 in the second half. Came up just short, as we all know, but they were a different team in the second half. This showing some signs of that we saw in Greenville a couple of weeks ago. 8-0 run right now for the Lady Vols. Here's Brooks, 7 on the shot clock. James gets half a step on Powell. Fed it into River Baldwin. And a foul on the push by Powell before the shot, although the officials are going to have a conversation here. Remember in the first half, NC State had a bit of a continuation. You know that's what Tennessee's calling for right now. They want to say that was in the act of shooting. So Karen Prieto and Angelica Suffern having a conversation. I think that's what they're probably talking about, Steffi, no?
Yeah, no, I think you hit it exactly right. Officials trying to make the right call here.
No shot, 2 free throws is what Karen Prieto says. Yeah, I think that's the right call.
Yeah.
I think there was hard lobbying from those wearing Summit Blue and the orange, and I think they knew deep down that was going to be a stretch. Kelly Harper didn't protest too much, so Powell delivers again at the free throw line. So Spear will check out. Kaya Wynn on the floor for the final seconds of the 3rd quarter. Brooks goes to work with 8. Brooks will launch a 3. Nope. And the rebound for Kaya Wynn. And Wynn will launch it at the buzzer. And that is it. But
getting to the free throw line and nailing the free throws, it's one for the ages.
4th quarter underway here at Reynolds Coliseum, NC State University. Rakia Jackson wide open for 3. No. Rebound for Madison Hayes. Spear playing with 3 fouls, pulled the arms back to avoid a 4th. NC State shot 23% from the field in that 3rd quarter. And they are cold here in the second half. That's opened the door here for Tennessee.
Ari Key at 6'7" has given them really solid minutes. Not only just here as in the post, but being able to close out high on some of the guards and working off that on ball. Just being a little bit more disruptive. I really like her staying in the game.
With River Baldwin, the big for NC State on the bench, Tennessee goes right at the Collins key matchup. James hesitation, counted, and the foul. What a finish by Isaiah James. Chance for a three-point play.
Toughness on full display by Tenon White. James with the and one. Time after, she is not shy about getting to the rim. That is where she wants to go. We've had our eyes on her since the tip, and she has been terrific today.
At 19 against Chattanooga, all in the second half. She's got 15 tonight, and it's back to a 9-point lead for NC State. Jackson has Brooks on the switch. Collins open for three. Powell tipped it into the hands of Tess Darby. Jackson quickly into the front court. Woo! Couldn't get it the first time. She'll have a chance at the free throw line. That's 3 on Collins, so Hayes with 3, Collins with 3. Hayes has had the primary responsibility of trying to defend Rickea Jackson. That bears watching. Spear, the only one for Tennessee with more than 2. And here is Rickea Jackson. She will be Tennessee's 46th first-round WNBA draft pick. It'll be the 4th straight year with a first-round pick for UT. Jordan Horston was a first-round pick a season ago. She will be a high first-round pick, Rickea Jackson. 26 for Jackson for the 2nd consecutive game. James rejected by Key. Powell to the basket, left-hand finish, no. Now NC State trying to get back out on the run. Worked so well for them in the 2nd quarter. James open 3. Off the mark, Tess Darby with the rebound. NC State shooting under 23% from the field this half. Jackson defended by Rivers. Into Key. Key wants to work again on Collins. Can't get it to drop. Here come the Wolfpack. Brooks aggressive for 2.
Do we have some special freshmen in this country or what?
First points of the 2nd half for Brooks. She's got 13 for the game. Spear trying to get around James. Spear to the basket. Can't finish it. Numbers for NC State. Brooks for 2. Fed inside Jackson. Can't believe that didn't drop. She'll shoot 2. I don't know how Powell found her. That was threading the needle by Jasmine Powell.
That goes back to their AAU teammate days. Zoe Brooks, the freshman. And then again, in transition, we have seen this the entirety of the game. For some reason, Tennessee has just struggled to identify somebody and guard them and stop the ball. And NC State has taken full advantage.
See Mimi Collins going to the bench, Steffi. That's her 4th personal foul. So she'll sit down with 6:34 to go. Jackson, good free throw shooter at 78%. This is a very good free throw shooting team at almost 75%. The 3rd highest free throw percentage in program history for Tennessee. So Jackson will get a little rest here. 6.5 to go in the quarter. Maybe her last little chance to sit down as we get closer to the 5-minute media timeout. She's earned a rest. 27 points on 10 of 18 shooting. Brooks. Baldwin back into the game. Puckett couldn't control the rebound. NC State basketball. Here's Brooks with a shot clock at 4. Baldwin against Key. Too strong. Tamari Key's been a difference maker. Had the foul trouble in the first half, but she has made a big difference here in the second half. Puckett with the left. No. Spear tried to save it, could not. Threw it to NC State, and here comes Brooks. Hayes transition 3. And that's going to be a foul on Isaiah James over the back of Tess Darby. That's 3 on James. And that's enough of a rest for Rickea Jackson. She's coming back into the game for Tennessee.
Yeah, I don't know how much of a breather Jackson is going to get with 5:45 to go. This could be her last game in a Lady Vols jersey. And the foul's starting to accumulate. We mentioned NC State. Westmore really only playing 6 deep. We saw him play Maddie Cox, the freshman, going 7. But Mimi Collins has been good against Rickea Jackson. Madison Hayes, they've been kind of having the duties, but right now Hayes guarding Rickea Jackson.
They're looking for Key in the post. It's Puckett. Back out to Darby. Jackson. Tough shot. Rickea Jackson. 2 more. 29 for Rickea. Hayes. Puckett gets called for the foul. That'll be just the second team foul on Tennessee.
2 people very familiar with each other, former teammates at Mississippi State, Madison Hayes, Rickea Jackson. Listen, this is isolation 101. That's a future pro. You give it to her and let her work, and she can deliver 29 on the afternoon.
Hayes and Jackson played together the 2020 to 2021 season.
Seems like forever ago.
Seems like Rickea Jackson has been playing at an elite level since the first shot she took at Mississippi State, and she keeps it going. 31 for Jackson. That matches her season high that she posted against Florida State in November. 4-point game. Brooks will try to pull up. Too strong, and Tess Darby's got the rebound. Tennessee has outscored NC State 30-16 since halftime. Key does it herself. Her mom, Tammy, loves it. That's Rickea's mom, Karen, next to her. She loves it. Kelly Harper loves it the most. Rivers tries to get downhill, has it knocked away, but Jackson gets called for the foul.
For them, River Baldwin back into the game. That's a matchup we'll watch.
Out of the 5-minute media timeout, knocked out of bounds. It'll be NC State doing it again with Brooks triggering the inbound. Collins on the bench with 4 fouls for the Wolfpack. They go to Baldwin. Baldwin dropped it off to Brooks. James over Key.
It might be Jill Spear time. We've seen Rickea, but Spear has got to deliver for them.
Baldwin rejects Jackson and keeps it in play. 3 minutes to go. A spot in the Sweet 16 on the line. 4-point game. Rivers back to James. James, 4-3! Key backs in, puts it in for 2 to quiet the crowd. Tamari Key into double figures with 10, 8 in the second half. Rivers. Back out James. Ooh, Powell knocked it away. It was last touch by Tennessee. 14 to shoot for the Wolfpack.
Westmore
Tonight all here on ESPN. The timeout into the hands of Rivers. Gets around Powell. Rivers, too strong. Jackson with the rebound. Inside of 2 minutes to play here in the fourth. Knocked out of Darby's hands. Powell's got it. Powell to the basket. Denied by Rivers. NC State ball.
for NC State, make them uncomfortable. You got to know personnel. You got to stay in front of your of the offensive player.
Rivers kicks it over. James. Baldwin and a foul.
Isaiah James. Let's check out her 7th dime on the day. Woo! Crafty finds River Baldwin. When you need her, she'll deliver. It has been teamwork this season. That is a great depiction of what's gotten this Wolfpack team so far.
Baldwin finishes the three-point play. She's got 11 to go along with 7 rebounds. James with 20 points, 3 rebounds, and 7 assists. Powell into the front court, Key to the bench. Tipped, turnover, NC State ball. Brooks in no hurry. Back to Rivers.
Tennessee trying to foul.
Well, it's tough to catch tonight, Rivers. Madison Hayes looked for the knockout punch, couldn't hit it. Here comes Rickea Jackson, under a minute to play. Powell to the basket, and she'll go to the free throw line. Took a hard fall.
Westmore just not happy with Hayes' decision making there. Instead of taking that 3, why not take some more time off the shot clock? A teaching moment there for Madison Hayes as Tennessee gets itself to the free throw line.
And Madison, the senior, like with a nod. I know, I got you. Heard.
Tough love.
So the foul on Zoe Brooks, her 3rd. Powell with an all-timer to get the roll and a time.
Protect the paint. Know where Isaiah James is.
Here's Wynn. Now they swarm Rivers, and Jackson gives her a bump, and Rivers will head to the free throw line to shoot 2. Sanaya Rivers is unquestionably the leader of this team, and that leadership shines after NC State lost back-to-back games in conference play to Duke in North Carolina. She called a team meeting, and she told the players to write on index cards what was on their mind, what wasn't working with the team. And she said some had a lot to write.
Some had to air some grievances, but the main takeaway was we're not taking this serious enough.
So Sanaya holds on to the card. She's the only one who's read the cards. That trying to figure out whose handwriting it is. Only Sanaya knows, and if she sees things aren't happening the right way in practice or in a game, she'll pull those cards out. She carries them in her bag all the time, so those cards are always there for her, and it's a reminder of what's happening with the team, what needs to be right, and it's trying to push NC State to the Sweet 16. 7-point game, 49.4 out of the Tennessee timeout. Here's Jewel Spear, unlimited range, an open look, and banks it in for three. There's the pressure, and a timeout's called by Wes Moore.
Kelly Harper is livid about that timeout. She thought that they
had the steal and the score, but the timeout was called at midcourt.
Pleading her case, but
30-second timeout, NC State.
Kelly's looks on the sideline, emotion. And now her assistant's just grabbing her and saying, just let's get in the huddle, let's reset. We all remember the look on Kelly Harper after Camila Cardozo's game-winning shot for South Carolina. And Tennessee turns up the defense, but Wes Moore was calling a timeout. Look at the top of your screen. Timeout, timeout. The ball was in play, but you saw the official's arm up. So Kelly Harper knows they were a split second away from a steal and a score.
And Jewel Spear got free because Adia James was off the inbounder, doubling up on Rickea Jackson. So Spear free for that three. What will they do here? Will they quickly foul?
They will. James is fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line. 77% on the season, 1 for 1 today.
Number 15, Jasmine Powell.
Powell picks up her third. You know, Harper's team extending this game right now. They get the Spear three-pointer, forcing NC State to make the free throws. .21 now for Adia James. 31 for Rickea Jackson. Clutch free throws for James. Timeout called by Tennessee. That'll lead. Spear throws it into Jackson. They look for the quick shot. They get it from Rickea. 33 now for Rickea Jackson. Here's the pressure. Mimi Collins back in the game. Oh, tie up. Possession arrows with NC State. Remember, they still have the arrow, but they are making it difficult right now for the Wolfpack.
It's the second possession with Tennessee with full throttle defense, trying to force a turnover. Almost had that steal, but Wes Moore burned that timeout.
Hayes back to James. James swapped in the backcourt. Rivers pushes it across in time, and she is fouled by Rickea Jackson before the shot. 2 free throws for Sanaya.
Foul is charged to number 2, Rickea Jackson. Texas third personal.
That's the third on Jackson. And Rivers heading to the free throw line. 5 of 7 today, 74% on the season. Of 2 for Rivers. Tennessee will not take a timeout to advance it. They'll keep that in their pocket. Powell on the push. Tipped out of bounds by Zoe Brooks. Tennessee ball. They're looking to the bench, seeing if they want to go to the replay. And Zoe Brooks is like, don't even ask for a review. I touched it last. Let's play. Darby, good three-point shooter, trying to get her shot. Rivers denies it. Foul Tennessee. Sanaya Rivers, time and again. Her star gets brighter and brighter by the minute.
How about this play? A Sweet 16 on the line. Hands up, stays with Darby, knows what she wants to do. The discipline, no foul. Just a great closeout. Rivers, wow, what a play. All might but seal it up for NC State.
19 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and 3 block shots for Rivers. You can't wish that one in. Once again, 1 of 2. There's Powell into the front court. Powell with the crossover, and a foul is going to be called on Zoe Brooks. Could have gone against Tennessee because Tess Darby was in harm's way right there for the Lady Vols, but that is a foul on NC State and 2 free throws coming for Tennessee. 4 fouls on Brooks. And Tennessee with a chance to score with the clock stopped. Powell 8 of 11 from the line today. Kaya Wynn gets in there. Second chance here for Tennessee.
Find your shooters.
Puck gets a shooter. Can't get it. Zoe Brooks with the rebound. And Zoe Brooks is fouled near midcourt. 8.8 to go in a 6-point game. Time and score not in Tennessee's favor right now. And Zoe Brooks can put it away at the line. Big performance by the freshman, playing big minutes here in the NCAA tournament. 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Powell into the front court. Spear launches for 3. This one won't drop. Grabbed by NC State. It's a Sweet 16 for the 16th time. NC State.